Okay, now how are you going to manage your selling cycle now that you know what it is? Before we go into the skill sets in each of these, I'm going to give you a few tips that could save your life when it comes to all this. First one is this. Do not fall prey to what I call premature closing syndrome. Now, you pit bulls out there know exactly what I'm talking about there. If you're a pit bull, you know what I'm talking about. There are some people that all they're trying to do is trying to make the sale right out of the get-go from the very moment they're trying to talk to somebody. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not make it an all or nothing. If they feel the pressure from you, you're going to feel the pressure. They're going to feel the pressure. You're going to feel the pressure. Body temperatures go up, stress goes up, and you're going to drive people away. Don't do that. Remember, be a good golden retriever. You're there to serve other people. You're there to help other people. You're here to find out what people want and give it to them. That's your job. Don't worry about the close and don't worry about the sale. If you're already thinking about closing the deal and the dollars and all that stuff, the customer's going to pick up on that and they're going to be turned off. You know, in this day and age, it doesn't take, people are pretty smart and pretty bright. It doesn't take them long to figure out where you're coming from. Be of service to them. We're going to talk about that in a second. Because here's the other point. The way you serve them and the way you conduct yourself before you make the sale may be more important than what you're actually selling. I'm going to say that again. That the way you sell and the way you serve them before you actually make the sale may be more important than what you're actually selling them. Your diligence, your follow-up, your follow-through, your connectedness, your really willingness to stay present with them in the moment may mean the difference between you and 10 other people that have similar product, but they trust you. That's a very big difference. Next thing, how do you establish trust with a customer along the way? Give you another little clue. Make agreements and keep them. Really simple. Purposely make agreements and keep them. In other words, through the course of a selling cycle, if you're, again, in retail, that's a little bit different, but if you're in appointments or you have building a longer-term relationship, purposely make agreements with your prospect or your customer so that you can keep them. That builds a track record in their mind that they can trust you. For example, if you find out that the person you're talking to likes golf, they're a golf fanatic, and maybe you read something about Tiger Woods in the paper that you thought was a good article. And in a conversation with them, did you see that? You asked them, did you see the article about Tiger Woods? They said, no. Oh, I'll clip it out. I think you'll really like it. And they go, no, that's okay. No, I'd be happy to give it to you. I think you'll enjoy it. Then what you've just done is you just made an agreement so that you can clip it, give them the link, send them the email so they can have it. Now, what does that tell them? That tells them that you make agreements and you keep them. It tells them that you're on time. And over the course of time, you purposely making these agreements and keeping them, again, in a competitive environment, they're going to ask themselves, well, who's always been there? Who's said what they said, did what they said, followed up on what they said all along the way. And if that's you, then you're going to get the deal. Serve even when you cannot give to them directly. If your product or your service is not in line, serve them anyway. Help them find what it is that they want to find. Because you know what? At the end of the day, that's going to come back and serve you later. Another technique, high frequency. If you're trying to build cooperation with somebody, if you're trying to build trust with someone, it requires a track record of frequency. Now, you got to be sensitive to their space. You don't want to be calling them every day, maybe not every other day, but make sure you put it in your calendar that you're going to maintain frequency of contact with somebody else, because if you don't, you're out of sight and out of mind. High frequency, make agreements and keep them, the way you serve people, and all along the way as you're talking to them, use what I call assumptive language. Create an assumptive roadmap for them to follow. In other words, rather than saying, if you purchase this computer or if you purchase this software solution, no, it's when you have this in your office, you will be seeing greater throughput. You'll be seeing much more ease of productivity or whatever the case might be. Use assumptive languages, assuming that they've already made the decision to buy. So you start talking about futures, when you have it, when I'm working with you, 3 months down the line after we have applied this solution in your business, what you will see is X, Y, and Z. Use assumptive language. Now, are any one of these things going to make a difference? No. Any two of them? Maybe not. But if you use all these little tips that I'm giving you in managing that selling cycle all along the way of all these things that we've been talking about, you will find that they will trust you more. You will speed up your selling cycle. You'll shorten the amount of time between presentation and close and offer. And you're going to feel much better about yourself. Why? Because I know that if you're watching this thing, that's the kind of person you are. You're the type of person that loves to serve, you love to help people, and you like to build great relationships. And these are all the little tools of how to build that relationship. And by the way, it's not just about sales. It's about communicating to anybody that's important to you, whether it's on your team, in your family, in your business. You make agreements with your kids, you keep them. You make agreements with your spouse, you keep them. You set up regular, I travel a lot, for example. So my wife and I have been married for 26 years, is I call her every single day, no matter where I am in the world. I am sensitive to that space. I have got to maintain frequency to maintain the trust, the relationship, and the communication. They say communication is one of the most important things in business and in life. I agree. It's probably the most misunderstood because it's not even taught in school. Can you imagine? They don't teach you the thing that's most important. But you're learning it here. Be a good golden retriever. Find out what they want, give it to them. Make agreements and keep them. Serve no matter what, and maintain a high level of frequency with them. If you do that in all areas of your life, I guarantee your life is, you're not only going to make more money, but your life is going to get a lot better. And the people around you are definitely going to appreciate it.